What's happening, everybody? Here we go. It's too much fantasy football. Brian and Brennen here, and folks, let's crash it. It's too much Dynasty today. That's right. We're talking Dynasty values, Dynasty picks, and of course, Brennen, I gotta have you here by my side, breaking it down. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, I'm just so glad that I couldn't draft as much Travis Hunter as I wanted to, because in now reality, I just got to count that as just wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, I took him in one league. He fell somewhere 107-ish. I think one of 8, 9 dynasty leagues. So very, very small percentage, and I'm glad that the exposure is that minimal, because I don't really want to sell him, just because selling him for peanuts. Right now, with the news coming out that he's going to be a full-time DB or majority time DB, but where are you? Are you willing just to take whatever you can get for him, or are you not going to be exploited by your league mates and just hold?
I was trying to move him. I had him in one league, and I took him at the 106. I thought it was a steal. I was like, "Oh, you guys are idiots! I just took the best wide receiver in this class." Well, I'm the idiot, so I take a second rounder for him. I would just give me something.
That's crazy. Well, how wonderful, because that's exactly what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about second rounders, folks. We're going to be talking about some of these day 2 NFL picks. We're talking about the hype that gets built up, even though we keep saying it's not a good class or whatever the rumor is going about it. Folks, this is an emotional game, or at least that's how most play it. So a lot happens, a lot of hype builds, and we're going to talk about whether or not we should get out of it. But before we do that, a couple more news items. We got the Travis Hunter, of course, we just touched on. Bijan.
Hold on, but when the first time he drops that INT, that commentator is going to be like, and this is why they had him play DB.
Right. God, I can't believe what we're going to hear from these commentators just about that whole situation all year long for him. Bijan, 5th-year option, was picked up by Atlanta. Seems pretty obvious to do that. Next, we should be hearing that he has been extended. It is going to be a race, whether it's him or Gibbs that gets extended first. I bet the players, they don't care. They're probably cool. I want to be the second one. I want to have the biggest contract. But these franchises, somebody's going to have to pay out more, and someone's going to establish the line. So I'd be getting this deal done ASAP.
It does remind me of the Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase situation.
Mm-hmm.
Jamar just wanted to be more than Justin Jefferson, and that's what happened. So I could see the same situation here. Whoever gets signed first is just I just want a little more. That's it.
And then you got Jonathan Taylor, who's coming up on a contract year as well, and obviously won't be getting that kind of money, that kind of a commitment. But he didn't get a real commitment this past one; just a 3-year extension is what he had. So it'll be interesting to see if there's any lockout on his side. But the young guns, I don't see any reason we should get nervous about a holdout for either of them, right?
No, I think both, Matt Ryan's now he says he's not the GM, but he's the GM because the Bears didn't get rewarded that 3rd round pick. So begs to differ, but so we'll have to see how he handles it. Again, we got to remember, Matt Ryan, he knows no allegiance to any of these guys. So again, new GM, he doesn't have to sign him. Obviously, be a big shock if he doesn't. He's great with the Falcons. I think the Falcons do want to pay him. So that's the Lions. I definitely think they'll get this done. Their GM's I'd say he's one of the better GMs in the league. He's had a good
top 10
draft
for sure.
So I can see the Lions getting it done first, just biting that bullet. So
somebody needs
to.
They
did with Aiden Hutchinson, right? If I'm not mistaken, they already got that handled.
Yeah, I believe that they got that taken care of. I want to say that kind of slipped under the rug as far as news happening maybe around December. But yeah, he got extended.
That, but yeah, they have him and Jack Campbell from the same class. So and Jack Campbell's now, I think he just had his first All-Pro this year. So that'll be very interesting to see how they start spreading those books around.
Yeah, especially because they have Penny on the line. He's being paid. He's got big bucks coming his way as well.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of good players on that team. A lot of good players. Yep. I wonder if we get to see a Super Bowl window for them. Also on Atlanta's news, their offensive tackle just retired. He's just done. Hey, it's a random Tuesday right before the season starts. I'm done. I'm out of here. So they quickly signed Juwan Taylor, who was released by the Chiefs.
Woof.
He is a player. He plays offensive tackle. He was with the Chiefs. He's with the Jags. Yeah, he's so excited to play Taylor. He doesn't like to stay on the line. He likes to jump off as soon as he can. I don't know. It's a good move. They need to make sure they have that position filled up, but they're hurting right now, and with no first round pick, they also have to replace potentially their edge they lost or are
Yep.
losing, or Pierce is still. I don't know what that situation is, but yeah, Atlanta. Stefanski,
He's
man,
also
you just
really
went to the new Browns.
he was also a very good run blocker, from my understanding. That's why, like, I remember, like, that was a big talk of, like, he's like excellent for the run blocking. So, like, it does affect Bijan in some ways. Like, this is a ripple down effect. So,
Yeah, it's not a positive move for Bijan by any means. And
no,
Falcons, I want to say that a top 12, top 14 ranked offensive
they've always
line
had a
this
good
past year.
offensive line. Yeah,
Good stuff. Last thing I have here, of course, as the how do I say this politely and not make stupid jokes like I did last episode? As the information divulges more with the insider and Variable, the head coach, it seems like, are they trolling us at this point? Dontavian Wicks of the Packers was traded to the Eagles. Like, it's happening, right? AJ Brown is getting traded. They already got the new Brown in town with Hollywood Brown there, so the name in the jersey is just going to slide right over to him. They don't have to worry about that. They're just bringing in more talent with Dontavian Wicks. Like, this is just like set in stone.
it's weird because, like, everyone was like talking, like, obviously Diana Rossini was definitely trying to drive a wedge between the Eagles and AJ Brown, which was like clearly evident. That should be investigated for sure. My thing though is, like, didn't AJ Brown like go on like Xbox Live or like on PlayStation
Yeah,
Live and just say, like, my life's hell? So, like,
he said fantasy
like, the
players
man
drop
admitted
me.
it himself. Yeah, like, he literally was saying all these things. So, like, maybe she caused that to like and put into his own head there was this rift. Sure, you can go down that rabbit hole, but, like, let's just call it what it was. That offense sucked. There's been more rumblings how, like, the Eagles just like let out that, like, Jalen Hurts has issues with the team. Did Diana report that or not? I need to know, actually, before I say that loudly.
There
I
was
don't
a
think she
lot of
did.
reporting, but I
Yeah, I
don't.
don't think
Yeah.
she reported that one. But again, like,
And I think,
I don't
needless
know,
to
man.
say, Nick Sirianni, the head coach of the Eagles, he is very much an acquired taste. I understand that there's a lot of players that like him, a lot of people that are very into him, but he is 100% an acquired taste because he is not easy to love. And AJ Brown seems like the type that doesn't have to love. He's
Nick
okay with
Sirianni
not.
is the definition of an unseasoned chicken. Yeah, that's an acquired taste for somebody for sure.
Yeah, I'd probably boil it too.
Ugh.
Ugh, gross. Yeah, so Dontavian Wicks, let's play under the assumption that AJ Brown is traded, whether it's the Patriots or somebody else, after the
Okay.
June 1st deadline. Where Devonta Smith has to be top 20, probably top 15 wide receiver at that point.
Yeah, he'll for sure creep up. Like, we did this game last time, I think,
Yeah.
where we had him ranked. Like, we ranked him ahead of, I think we got to like 15 was like where we're like, we could definitely see this like
Does
staying right
Don
here.
does Dontavian Wicks interest you at all? Like, I mean, it's him, Hollywood Brown. Outside of, I guess, best ball, this is just going to be waiver wire fodder, I guess, in my mindset.
Will Drake London teach him how to catch the football?
Well, Drake London doesn't play for either
Or
of
sorry, the
those
Eagles.
two.
I thought. I'm sorry. Will Devonta Smith teach him how to catch the football?
Yeah, that's the hard thing. What is it? 2 years ago, like fantasy football everywhere, content left and right, just dripping with just lust over this man and Dontavian Wicks. Just the yards per route run, folks. You don't even understand. The dude can't catch the damn ball, and he's had his opportunity. So I think, yeah.
Wasn't it like a random week 3 spike too for him?
Oh,
Like, when that happened, it was like a
100%.
random week where he just like went off, and then everyone like unloaded their fab on him. And I think I remember
And
that.
yeah, it was ridiculousness. So I don't know. I'm not really that excited about it. It's interesting, but
No,
more on the whole drama within the NFL of it right now. Cool. All right, folks. We are going to go back in time. Or what you got?
I was gonna say one thing. Devon Chin. No, wait, that's ETN. God damn it! I'm screwing this up here already. Uh, he's not reporting to camp, or not reported to the voluntary camp right now. So
Yeah.
part of the business is what he said.
Shocker. Running back on the final year of his first deal. Not one to come in.
Mhm.
Only bright spot on the roster at this point. No offense there, Greg Dulcich. But Greg, we're actually going to be talking about you here pretty soon because, folks, we're going to go back the last 3 years. We talk about draft capital, how much draft capital matters, how much draft capital kind of tells you what the NFL feels or a team feels about a player, based on analytics, the film, the combine, the interview, so many different things. And don't get me wrong, day 2 picks, it's round 2, round 3, it's great. You get so excited about it. But let's go back in time. Let's talk about what actually happened here, how useful it was, and should we have sent off some of those rookie picks, those second round, third round rookie picks? Let's see how they fared out. So we're gonna go to 2025. Of course, we can't take any huge takeaways at this point. These guys have only played one season, but right here at the top we have Jaden Higgins. As far as his ADP, we're going off Fantasy Pros. So if you're freaking out because it's way different than where you drafted, shut up. This is what we got. But he was going as the 201 on average. Are you happy with that?
I think you are. I think I'm excited for Higgins next year. I think he's a part of the sophomore takes the leap. I could definitely see some progression there. I'll play devil's advocate. Oh, Nico Collins always injured, should take over that role. Yeah, there you go. So I'm kind of the opposite. I like Nico Collins, but I think Nico Collins needs a running mate, and I think
Marker. Did I lose you? Or did you lose me? Gonna move my head around a little bit, help with the visuals.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, he's back.
I'm gonna connect my hotspot.
Cool.
Give me 2 seconds.
Paw.
Or
Yeah, let's go ahead and we'll jump back there.
okay.
But yeah, Jaden Higgins going in there at the top of your 201. Do you feel it was worth it?
I like Jaden Higgins, so I'm gonna say yes. It was kind of weird because obviously Jalen Knoll, his teammate, went right behind him in the 3rd round. But Jaden Higgins was the one that showed promise, and I will gamble on the sophomore, the second year, I guess lift up, so to speak. And I think it's worth it because, again, people can play the devil's advocate of Nico Collins, constantly injured, then, kind of gives him more reps, more run, more catches, everything else like that. So I'm all for Jaden Higgins here.
You got Quinshon Judkins coming down here. He was taken early in the 2nd round. A lot of excitement as far as just the Nick Chubb replacement. His draft, he was going to the 111. It was super, and this is the ADP we're going off is single quarterback. He went like 105 in some of my super flex leagues. Like there was a lot of excitement after the first few picks, and people just clamoring for running backs.
I play with nothing but running back sluts in Dynasty. So if you're top 50 pick in your running back, you're probably going in the first, 5-6 picks. Very rarely do I see that. So yeah, it's the same way with me. When I saw 111, I said there's no way. All of my leagues, it was like 106 at the latest.
Travion Henderson, we know his season,
Woof.
tale of 2 different halves. 103 is what the consensus ADP. Yeah, he went. I think he was 104 in my Superflex draft. And it's so funny looking back. I'm like, because he did not help you win. Most teams, if you had him, you started off so poorly, you probably ditched the season and sold out. You probably weren't competing as far as drafting at the 104 position.
He had 4-week run, right, of just holy crap, this is insane, and then just died out.
Just dropped off drastically. We have Luther Burden. That one's still to be seen whether or not he comes in good. I saw him
Hot
as early as
now.
Yeah, very hot commodity now, going as close to the wide receiver 20. And he might be a sell. We might come back to this, and he might be a sell just because of the 3 pieces they have there.
I tried trading Garrett Wilson for him, and I was told no. So that should tell you where the Luther Burden stands are at with him, and they have every right to be because he looked good at that end of the stretch. Him and Loveland, I think, are going to be the faces of that offense with Caleb for years to come.
I'm a big fan of Luther Burden, but I think I would take Garrett Wilson in that situation.
I thought I was an idiot for offering that, and then it turns out I'm the idiot for offering that. So
Tyler Shuck, he was another early second round pick. Superflex leagues, he was a discount in some leagues, depending on where he went. He went above Shador Sanders in most of my drafts, as NFL Draft Capital should show. So that was I think people like jumped to that one appropriately.
yeah, I think that the dynasties that I've done with him, he was going like mid, like two, like it was like 205. I saw the latest for him, and like just goes back to show, like obviously it was a rough outing for him. Like they showed those like low lights of him in Louisville, but again, like it was draft capital. It was a team that like it was anybody's game. Good offensive mind came in. I think we kind of dismissed it just because of the awful throws he had at Louisville, and also being 26 years old as well.
Other second round players, we had Mason Taylor, we had Terrence Ferguson, Elijah Arroyo. Where was the other one? Oh my god, I thought there was one more. But yeah, so these tight ends that, especially in Superflex tight end premium leagues, these guys were going at the tail end of the second. Like after that cutoff of like pretty good capital plus really good talent, these were the shots in the dark. Like Mason Taylor and Elijah Arroyo went above Tyler Shuck and Shador Sanders in a lot of my leagues. Now, there's an argument for that, but on the other side, like quarterbacks hold so much, and like I'd be so much happier with Tyler Shuck than both those guys at this point.
Oh, for sure. I guess I'm still a Mason Taylor believer. Like I obviously bad quarterback. We don't really know. I think he could still be something. So I'm leery with him. Elijah Arroyo, I don't know. I think it's just I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about cutting him already halfway through the season.
That'd be frustrating, but understandable. Trey Harris, second round pick, a guy I picked a lot this past year, 207 plus. Like I didn't have a lot of first round picks and I didn't have a lot of early seconds. So Trey Harris, Jack Besh, and Jackson Dart were like on just about every one of my rosters, just because that's where I was going. Jack Besh, I wasn't even a Jack Besh guy, but he got second round draft capital for a team that had no idea who their receiver was. So he was a great dart throw for me. And looking at this point, he still could be one or not, depending on what they do at wide receiver. Because right now it's him, Jalen Naylor, a couple of the guys that we've kind of seen glimpses of. Yeah, Trey Tucker. But I was excited and I had opportunities to trade away that second round pick, but I didn't, and I took him. Dumb.
Obviously, out of the two, Trey Harris is a little more exciting, tied to Justin Herbert, tied to McDaniel offense. Like he looked good at the end of the year when like there was some glimpse of an offensive line for the Chargers. Like Jack Besh is one of those, like it's a coin flip. You might as well just hold it unless you get some real outstanding offer.
Yeah. And then the most disappointing one, maybe not most disappointing one, but RJ Harvey here slipped into the second round, going to a good situation with Sean Payton, running backs, yada, 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 playing for the Broncos, yada, yada, yada. And again, another one of these guys that went mid first round in your Superflex draft or in your rookie drafts. You're not into him, right? You're still not. It's a little bit of a fallacy.
I wanted to not be biased. I wanted to pull up my app before I did that, and like I just lay into it because like, what was he like at the end of the year when he had the starting role and it was just him? Like, was he? What did he finish? I was like, what were those games like? We have it on you.
He finishes the RB20, week 18, RB50, but we won't really look at that one. RB12, 11, 20, 8, and 7. So that's coming out of the bye week.
Pretty good.
He scored a touchdown in every single one of those games. So, like, that definitely helped. And he scored very minimal. He only had 2 rushing touchdowns before the bye week. It's because J.K. Dobbins was getting one just about every week.
So J.K. Dobbins is back, right?
Yeah, J.K. Dobbins re-signed with the team. He's back on the team. Other than that, it's, RB 15, 41, 47, 27, 5, 11, 41, or 49, 38. So it's... Does he get the touchdown or not? Those good games, a couple rushing touchdowns, a handful of receiving touchdowns.
He was going as a late first in a lot of my dynasty leagues. So you're just holding him. Like, again, it is J.K. Dobbins. I do think J.K. Dobbins will be more productive on the fantasy side of things over R.J. Harvey next season if he stays healthy. But again, health is a big factor for JK, and he's not the shining example of that.
Right. Let's slide into the third round here. Again, folks, we got excited, so excited because it's the day 2 draft capital. Harold Fannin, what a disgrace as far as the way we treated this man. Going end of the third round, undrafted in my leagues that only had 3 rounds. Criminal.
He went to Cleveland. Okay, like hold on.
Mason Taylor was going in the second. He went to the Jets. That's just fancy Cleveland.
That's true. All right, fair. Fancy Cleveland is so disrespectful, but so true.
This is where I think the biggest misses were for us when you've got Kyle Williams, Isaac Tesla, Pat Bryant, all 3 going to teams that have question marks as far. Well, I mean, Isaac Tesla, we know who their number 1 was, but like,
and 2.
I mean, but Jameson Williams hadn't been consistent yet. We were still wondering what that involvement was. He hadn't signed his extension. Pat Bryant going to a team, with an aging Sutton, question marks on Franklin and Mims. And it's early third round. You're like, oh, that's great. That's draft capital. I want a part of that. I want to spend some picks on that. But was it smart? Because now I'm holding on to these guys. I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I think so. I don't see Tesla's future being as bright as the other guys potentially. Like
injury film,
Pat Bryant,
as best he has.
Yeah, like Pat Bryant, like Cortland Sutton is not getting younger. Marvin Mims has never really became anything. Troy Franklin has shown flashes, but like Pat Bryant looked good in the games I saw him. Obviously pulled his hamstring, that kind of lingers on things. But like Jalen Waddle is also not the shining example of health. Every time, if you own Jalen Waddle, you know you're getting a notification for it. He is heading to the medical tent every game.
Yeah. Very difficult situations. They're probably going to burn a roster spot for another season or 2, get replaced this draft, the next draft, and then they will be what they are. Maybe they get to be a second contract and they do something, but probably not. Jalen Knoll goes here in the 3rd round pick. This was going to be a shot in the dark, whether it was going to be him or Jaden Higgins. I still think there's a chance, but like Nico Collins is the one. CJ Stroud doesn't look like he's supporting 3 guys right now.
Yeah, and Tank Dell is making a comeback, and we just don't. Obviously, like that injury was gruesome, but like Tank Dell was very good before the injury, and if he comes back at 100% or just comes back and he's normal self, like Jalen Knoll takes a backseat. Well, he is in his contract year too as well, so that is actually interesting. I forget about that.
This one, by far, was the biggest miss of the draft. This one kicked managers more than anything.
I don't want to talk about it.
Steelers needed a running back, needed one badly. They took a round 3. They didn't have a second-round pick, I believe. Like, this was their second pick in the draft. And they take Caleb Johnson. He was ranked by most as top 5, top 6 running backs in this class. This is a very good class. And we saw what happened. He got... They smacked him on the nose. They rolled a paper towel, smacked him in the nose, and they sent him to the corner. They said, go away.
Yeah, like it's... Man, I'm so upset just because, like, obviously his first couple of games, like him not catching the football on the kickoff, like that cost a touchdown, and then never seeing the light of day after that. But again, it's a new coach. So
Mike McCarthy said, say a few Hail Marys, you're good to go, man. So
yeah,
maybe there's some hope. But yeah, he went as early as 106 in one of my drafts, and he was gone.
I traded David Montgomery for him, so yes.
Interesting. All right, let's go back another year, 2024, second round picks. Right off the bat, Keon Coleman, the Bills traded out of the first round. Xavier Legette, we're not going to talk about, but he went there at the 132 spot in the NFL draft.
32, yeah.
Not great. Oh, yeah, not 132, like 132. I was getting my Dynasty stuff mixed up there, folks. But yeah, Xavier Legette, you spent a late first, early second on him. You're not happy about that one.
Nope.
Keon Coleman.
Nope, not either. Lad, you're happy. Lad went early, but I also know a lot of Chargers fans, so that was a gimme for my leagues.
110, and he finished in the top 12. Like he was a great pick. He was a great second round pick. This is the thing that you get excited about happening for you. You know, you grab a guy and he immediately produces for you. Immediate, loosely. Jalen Polk,
Yeah.
another Patriots wide receiver. One of many we're going to talk about that aren't even on that team or any teams.
He's
I
still on
took
the team, right? Didn't he get an injury reserve and then like no, he's got cut?
he might be on some list for the Patriots, but like I don't believe he was on the active roster this year.
Yeah, I don't think he's playing anymore.
I took him in the second round because going into the situation, he was a round 2 pick for the Patriots. They had nobody.
They had
This was 2
nobody.
years
Yeah.
ago. They had, and I was
Mhm.
like, all right, well, second round, I need to take a shot on somebody who can see action for me. No, that wasn't the play, Brian. That was the trade away. What else
Yeah.
do we have here? We have Jonathan Brooks, first running back in most leagues, going somewhere there in the mid to late first round. You knew this was a shot in the dark when you took it.
Yep, coming off an ACL tear, he wasn't going to be playing week 1. They made that very clear. And then I took him thinking like, all right, he'll miss the first month. And I don't think he played till like week 10,
Yeah, it was a bit. It was quite a
and
bit.
then he tore his ACL again. And here we are entering year 3, and he's fully healthy. There's a chance he could take that backfield because again, it's just him and Chuba. So
Okay, you're drooling. Easy, easy.
I'm just saying, like,
Got him.
where you took him, nope. But like, there might be a chance now. It might just it's game of dynasty.
A.D. Mitchell coming here as 52nd overall pick. Goes to a team that didn't throw the ball a whole lot because they had Anthony Richardson, or I don't even remember who else it was. I think it was just him at that point. Yeah, they didn't have anybody this year, and so they're not going to throw the ball a whole lot. And now he is wide receiver 4. I saw people take shots on him. At that point, it was either him or like Jaden Blue, Dylan Sampson, stuff like that. No, this is last year. I need to go back a year, but
No.
you get what I'm saying. You're taking a shot in the dark.
Yeah, but I mean, now he's with the Jets, potentially wide receiver 2. I mean, could be worse.
Yeah, could be worse.
He looked better though with the Jets. I will say, like people asked like, what do you think of the trade? And I said he needed a fresh new start. He had 2 boneheaded plays that cost us a game, and he was put in the doghouse. And then they said, hey, you want sauce? And they said yes. And they said give us A.D. Mitchell, and they're like, cool.
Let's get saucy. Ben Sinnott, yeah, that guy, he's gone at this point. Chig just being re-signed there. He was a 3rd round pick, so you didn't lose a whole lot. I think you can if you need to, but I'm not like going out there just cutting him just to cut him.
Fair.
And then rest second round here was boring. Let's go to the 3rd round in 2024 as we're covering all these drafts. Malachi Corley, waste a pick.
Yeah. Oh man, that sucks. Because everyone's like, oh, he's gonna be with Aaron Rodgers, like help him out. Yeah, it went nowhere.
Yeah, wide receiver 16 in that draft, so not too much investment on him. Trey Benson, man, this one,
Woof.
early 3rd round pick. That's great capital for a running back these days. He's going as like the RB2 in most drafts, mid to late 1st round pick.
Mm-hmm.
Wasted.
All gone.
Yeah, because at this point, I don't even know what you want. Oh God, let's talk about wasted pick here. 3rd round pick going to the Bengals. T. Higgins has not extended at this point. He could possibly be gone. This could be the new piece alongside Jamar Chase. And is he on the team still? He's got an attitude
I
problem.
believe he got cut. And yeah, like he was going as like a mid-second round in my dynasty leagues. I can kind of see because he was 3rd round. He came from Bama, had good tape, and then
108.
he got caught gambling right before game time, like at 3 a.m. He was in the casino. Wasn't that the big scandal for him his first time?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
now he's not on a team anymore. So
he's what they would call a bonehead. So he flushed a great opportunity away. Blake Corum, another running back.
You skipped somebody. You skipped Tip Ryman, dude.
Oh my God, I forgot about him. I always think he was a defensive player, just rolling past him.
Tight end, blocking tight end. Literally, I don't think anybody drafted him in any league I was in. So
I sure hope not. But yeah, Blake Corum. Oh my God, could this be the guy that's going to replace Kyron? Because Kyron sucks, and he's a day 3 running back.
And extended.
Yeah, and extended. Roman Wilson, talk about a bonehead. This guy also hangs out with Jermaine Burton. Great opportunity for him to come in, plug as the wide receiver 2 with George Pickens a couple years ago, and just refuse to get out of his own way. And Now they've had to pay out the nose via DK Metcalf and Michael Pittman, and probably still going to draft another wide receiver in this draft.
Steelers are known as just drafting some of the greatest wide receivers, but just have the biggest issues. And I guess we just don't know if he was great or not, too, because I don't know if he'll be on the field.
Ever. Speaking of never being on the field, Marshawn Lloyd, another running back we were after. Because look, folks, if you don't remember, this draft was dry at running back, similar to this year, except the cream of the crop was Brooks, and he was coming off a torn ACL. So, like, no cream of the crop, and then you've got all the guys we're going to make excuses for just to get excited. And Marshawn Lloyd was in that bucket of, ooh, I'm so excited.
Yes.
Yeah, early second-round pick. You wasted it. Cool. And Luke McCaffrey's there at the last pick in this round.
Look at Jalen McMillan. I did take him in the late thirds in a lot of my leagues.
Oh, glossed right over him. Yeah.
Yeah. Rude.
What has he done for you lately or at all?
He won me a championship in my Dynasty league that year because he had a run at the end of the year from weeks like 14 to 17.
Oh, yeah, the championship weeks. Getting it done for those people. Looking out. All right, last year we're going to look at here. We're going to have a little bit more understanding because this is the 2023 draft. You've had them for multiple seasons. You are now forced to really make some decisions with some of these guys. Will Levis.
It's cut.
Yeah.
It's
201 is where his average draft position was in Superflex, and that's
first game. Not great. 4 touchdowns thrown. Everyone was just like, we're the idiots for not drafting him, and then his true self came to form.
Yeah, when you got mayonnaise stuck all over your fingers, of course you're not going to be able to toss the ball. It's all slippery.
Oh, God.
Sam Laporta, man. Folks, I know, you're all out there. You knew Sam Laporta was going to happen. Bull. There was not enough hype being talked about this man coming out of the draft, going into draft season. The third pick in the second round going to the Lions, who at that point really didn't have a whole lot. They needed somebody else other than Amon-Ra St. Brown. And this should have been something we hit on more, but
yeah, he came from the University of Iowa, like the tight end university. Like we just, I don't understand how I get it. I guess he wasn't really talked about prospect, but again, we just blatantly ignored the obvious signs.
Yeah, the fact that Michael Mayer was going a round and a half ahead of him. Yeah, Michael Mayer he was the next pick in the draft.
Everyone thought Mayer was the better of the prospect for sure because he came from Notre Dame. He had a really good year that year. Goes to the Raiders, who at that time had nobody. I think it was Devontae. Was Devontae on this team yet?
I believe so, right? Oh, yeah, because Derek Carr brought him in there right before he left. So this might have been the Devontae Adams season. It's hard to put. God, he has been all over the place lately. Yeah. What else do we have here? We got Jonathan Mingo, early second round pick for the Panthers. Desperately need a wide receiver.
Fourth rounder.
It's the same amount as George Pickens. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
What else do we have? Luke McCaffrey here. We're going to talk about his running mate that was taken in the next round, the one that's actually worth something. Luke McCaffrey, there was excitement. That first season, it was him over Tucker. And then once he got injured and Tucker came in, we switched to the calling of the guards.
Yes.
Yeah, both those guys were going.
Are you talking about Luke Musgrave or Luke McCaffrey?
Luke Musgrave. Did I say McCaffrey?
You said McCaffrey. Well, I was like,
he was in the last graphic. Sorry. Yeah, Luke Musgrave.
Yes. Yeah, because Tucker Kraft, yes, he was in the third. Yeah, it was crazy because I took Luke Musgrave ahead of Tucker Kraft. Yeah.
Then we have Jaden Reed, the Packers' next pick there, trying to insulate this skill position. Jaden Reed was great his rookie year. He
was.
Yeah, I believe he was top 24, if not top 20, that rookie year. So another guy kind of like Lad McConkey, you're getting him there in that second round, taking a shot, and he paid out. Now he blew up year 2. That first game was awesome, and then just injuries since then has kind of taken him off your radar.
Yeah.
Where's your temperature? Him and Watson, they have to be, would you call them both top 36 wide receivers this year? With Dontavian Wicks and Dobbs gone?
And Tucker Kraft coming back from an ACL tear, too.
Uh-huh.
I think only one. I think one is.
Oh, then it's got to be Watson. It's got to be Watson. It's the real talent.
Yeah, probably is, honestly, for me, as it sits right now.
Zach Charbonnet, one of the favorite running backs in this class. They go to
Head scratcher.
this is the year after they took Kenneth Walker in the second round. They take him in the second round, killing both guys draft or rookie value.
Yep.
Rashee Rice, there he is there at 55, round 2. This was a good one.
Yeah, but again, anytime you see an early draft pick and it's got a Chief logo next to it, you are paying the Mahomes tax because he went very early.
I've got a mid-second round in an active draft I'm looking at that I was in, and his ADP was 15 overall. Like Jonathan Mingo's ADP was higher, and I'm looking at a draft where he went 2 picks ahead of Rashee Rice.
That's so insane.
It's very insane. I guess he just wasn't the prototype. We got burned the year prior from Xavier Worthy. But yeah, this was
Rice can be worthy.
Yeah, that's right. That he did. We're going backwards from 5, 4, 3.
Yes.
So it's fucking with me a bit. But yeah, Rashee Rice, he was a great second round pick if you're able to get him there. What else do we have on this list?
Luke Schoonmaker, he was a tight end taken, but again, wasn't much a hype there just because
Ferguson had already broken out.
Yeah, and Schultz too, I think, was on this team.
Oh yeah, Dalton Schultz, I think, was coming off that injury. They had one other guy too that showed flashes.
Yeah.
Marvin Mims, everybody wanted him to be the thing. He wasn't a thing.
Still Brennen Strange. I don't think we drafted him at all. I don't think I drafted him when it was even mentioned.
4th round is where I'm looking in this draft for me.
Yeah, makes sense.
Round 3 for 2023, last one we're going to look at here. Coming down the list, Hendon Hooker. Remember that 27-year-old or 26-year-old that got drafted was supposed to be taken over for Jared Goff.
And coming off a torn ACL, if I'm not mistaken, too.
Yeah, I think that's why he fell. Tank Dell went here, early 3rd round pick. A lot of hype over the skill, but he is 112 pounds.
He can fly away.
Yeah, literally a brisk breeze can just.
But Texans have not done him any justice. I remember the first time he broke his leg, he was in a blocking play.
Yeah. But like at the same time, I mean, I guess they're going to know if you put him out there and he never blocks. So, okay, he's not blocking.
That's true. I guess he could be a master of disguise. But are you really going to think he's going to block somebody?
Kendre Miller, this was a rough running back class as far as like what we were looking for. You know, we had Bijan, we had Gibbs, but then we were looking at Zach Charbonnet and Kendre Miller here, Tajay Spears, Roshan Johnson, Tank Bigsby. Wasn't a lot of premier names here until we get here to Devon Achane here in the 3rd round. Another gimmicky-esque player, kind of like in that Tank Dell breath. Like, is he too small? Can he make it work? He needs to go to a run zone scheme. Oh shit! Look where he went. McDaniel, the first year? Was this McDaniel's first year or second year?
Yeah.
Yeah, tore it up down there in Miami. Was absolutely brilliant. It was the perfect fit. The fact that he went to early 2nd rounds, like that was great.
Yeah, I was kind of skeptical of taking him because he's under the 200-pound mark, but again, sometimes people are just anomalies. So.
Yeah, worked out well. Tank Bigsby going here mid-2nd round in the NFL, or mid-3rd round here in the NFL draft. Again, people took him there in the 2nd round. I've got him here at 212 average ADP. Had to take a shot at running backs.
Then we took Josh Downs. He is just, I think you're not upset with where you took him because he's just kind of been the same. He's had startable weeks, and then he's obviously hurt you if you started him sometimes, but like, that's the thing in Dynasty. You kind of just, hoping to catch fire somewhere. Did not know that him and Trey Tucker were in the same draft class. Okay, interesting. I thought Trey Tucker was younger.
No, young one. What else do we have here? I guess Trey Tucker, Michael Wilson, the superstar. He was drafted several years ago, folks. He wasn't a rookie that was breaking out. Jake Moody, God, remember that? The team was so good they just took a kicker in the 3rd round, the Niners.
And then he just sucked the next year, right? Yeah, he had a good rookie year, then he sucked his sophomore year.
I think he was cut by the end of the season. Darnell Washington, folks, he was taken. Like, we talk about guys that weren't taken. Like, Michael Wilson wasn't drafted. Brenton Strange, granted, Brenton Strange just came on this year. But, like, Parker Washington wasn't drafted in
Nope.
3-round leagues. Chris Rodriguez, Tank Dell, Trey Tucker. But, like, Darnell Washington was the 6th offensive lineman that was added for the Pack. Like, this is ultimately what I want to get to. So we've covered second and third round picks for the last 3 years. Brennen, are you using your second and third round picks, or are you right here 2 weeks before the draft? Are you leaning into that hype and trying to get rid of them for veteran players? Unless you're completely rebuilding.
Well, I'm trying to this draft class. I'm trying to get rid of them for veteran players. Like I'd rather have just like a lot of them more than any. Like even for first rounders, I'm just trying to. Like there's a league where I have like the 105, 109, and 110 in a Dynasty Superflex, and I'm just like I'm trying to go to the Dak owner. Like I will give you all this for Dak. And he's not really budging.
That's the hard thing, is trying to put them together for some of that. But like I just got Brandon Ayuk last night for a third round pick.
Jealous.
Now, if I was on the other end, no, I feel like I'm completely took advantage of him. Even if Brandon Ayuk doesn't play another down of football, I still think I won that draft, or I won that trade just on the possibilities. Nobody is giving me what he potentially could give me this season from the third round. Unless it's Amon-Ra St. Brown, and that just doesn't happen that often, folks.
And the news just gets worse for IU every day. Like, they're no trade partners, no nothing, still holding them hostage, basically. It's like, at some point, they're going to cut bait.
They have to cut them, and the teams
at some
know
point, they're
that,
going to cut bait. Yes, so, like, they're not going to trade for him, obviously. They're just going to be dickheads and hold on to him until it's June, 6th, right, where they can cut him? Or June 1st?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So then let's talk some of these third round picks. We've talked about the players that land there and how happy we actually were with that situation. Like, would you throw a third round pick at the shot at Tank Dell coming back, or would you rather have a third round pick?
Yeah, I would.
Pat Bryant or a third round pick?
I'd rather have Pat Bryant. Yes.
That one's a little challenging. I think Yeah. Calvin Ridley. You throw a third round pick at him?
Oh, I think I'd rather take a third round pick.
I think so too. Jalen Coker.
I think I'd rather have Coker. I'm a cokehead.
Juwan Johnson.
Oh, come on.
I wouldn't want to pay a second round pick, but if I could get him for 2/3, yeah.
Oh, I thought you said third round pick.
Yeah, for a third.
Second round picks?
No. These are all thirds.
Yeah, I'd rather have Juwan Johnson then.
But like you probably have his value closer to a second though. Maybe like a 212 or something like that.
I think he's more like a 205. Like
really, I wouldn't spend that on him.
I mean,
not before the draft.
Maybe I'm a Juwan. Maybe.
Like, what if they take Carnell Tate? Are you still that excited if they take Carnell Tate?
Juwan Johnson?
Yeah.
Oh, the Saints?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I like his offense. Yeah.
I just don't know if I believe in Shuck to be able to support three pieces. Brian Robinson or a third round pick.
I think the third round pick. The Brian Robinson thing kind of hurts.
If you're the Bijan owner.
If I'm the Bijan owner, yeah, I'll pay the tax. Like, I don't care. Like, give me the safety net.
Travis Kelce or a third round pick. I think I'd go Kelce. I'm willing to do it.
I think I'd rather have Kelce. Like,
if
I have Kelce
streaming, quote unquote.
I want like a second. I want a second round pick because I'm just bitter that like I know it's coming to the end, so pay for it.
Jalen McMillan or a third.
Oh, Jalen McMillan.
Yeah, same. AD Mitchell or a third.
They're the same to me.
So I agree with that. I might take the third round pick and shop it and see what else I can get for it.
I might take the third round pick, yeah.
Trey Harris or a late second, like the 212.
Trey Harris.
I
don't want like an early second for Trey Harris, if I'm being honest.
Caleb Johnson, you giving a late second for him?
Oh my God! I'm holding Caleb. I'm going down with the ship with Caleb.
Parker Washington or a second.
Oh, Parker. I think
taking Parker.
I think the breakout was real. I think it was real. I think he'll be a part of that offense next year for sure. If
it's a late second, I think I'm willing to do it, but it doesn't feel good. I don't know. Jonathan Brooks, as far as like what I'm seeing is in consensus rankings, like you would give up a second for Jonathan Brooks
Yeah, I give him a second for Jonathan Brooks.
first half,
I,
like a 104 or 204.
oh yeah, I think I do like
Okay.
202. I go at high.
All right. Scrolling. Ramondre Stevenson are a second.
The starting running back for the Patriots or a second round pick. I think I want Ramondre. I don't know, man. Where are you at with Travion? I don't know what to do with him yet. Like,
I don't own any shares, so I guess it's easier for me to be a lot more like cavalier with the whole situation. But like, I'm not selling and I'm not buying. I think it's a rough situation. If you own him, you need to hold out because he is talented.
Just not making it loud enough. I don't want to know. I don't want people to know that like I don't want him. So I just want those that want him to come to me and give me something good. So I don't know, man. I'm worried. I am worried about Travion.
Jacoby Myers are a second.
Oh, Jacoby.
Yeah, he's a lot easier for me to get.
You
to
might
second,
need a first.
despite him
I think
being.
you might need to give up a first round pick for Jacoby Myers. For being honest.
Oh yeah, which I'm rolling up the rankings here, trying to find that line when we hit to the point that Michael Wilson or a second.
Michael Wilson, because I think he's needed a payday somewhere else. And
Michael Wilson or Jacoby Myers.
I think Jacoby, dude.
Okay, me too.
His home. Yeah,
5-year difference.
His home. Yep.
5-year difference, but I think I'm taking because if you're trading for Jacoby Myers, you're trading because you're playing to win. J.K. Dobbins are a second.
Right? He just got a big extension with the Jaguars too. So like, yeah, I'm all for Jacoby.
J.K. Dobbins are a second.
J.K.'s not getting. No, I think we'll go with the second. But I think like depends on the team. Like, do I need running back or do I rather have a second round?
Yeah, you're trading. You need like an RB4. RB3.
Oh, I'd have JK then. I think if I'm like playing to win too, I think it's JK.
Last one I've got for you. Chris Godwin are a second. A 201.
I think a second. I think I'm gonna take the second on that one.
Oh, okay. Maybe I need to
I think the Jaguars are drafting a running back. And just
back off. Back off.
I'm sorry.
Talking about
like
that.
you're gonna hate me when it comes after the draft weekend's over and the Jags take somebody in the second or third round, and I'm gonna look at you and smile and say I'm really sorry. But
I'm trying to figure out how much I want to spend to get Paschal Tootin on my Dynasty League. So,
dude, brother, get off that.
Yeah, I'm trying to find that sweet price. Luckily, it's a rebuild team that has them, so maybe I'll be able to leverage that a little bit. But folks, that's all we've got here. I hope this helps. You just reassess the way you look at these picks. Don't trade for second and third round picks, I guess is what I'm saying at this point. Like, unless you have to have that player. Unless you absolutely, like, that is the player that you want in the draft and you just don't have, like, I get that. Harold Fannin, for me last year, was a player, like, I just had to have, and I didn't have to pay very much. So don't overpay.
It's a coin flip. It's just, like, once you get past, like, the 108 for most times in Dynasty, it really becomes a coin flip.
102 in some drafts. Look at Travis Hunter. Look at Travis Hunter there, folks. It's bad. But, folks, yeah, just reassess. Make sure you're going into it level-headed. Emotion's going to jump in there, but don't let them, hold you hostage. Thank you all for listening. It's at @too_much_Brian. He's at @too_much_BMulk. Like, subscribe. Check us out everywhere. We're going to be coming at you all off season long. Draft's coming up soon.
Peace.
Later.